first choice. There will be other auction properties, so you can go for those, as long as you've done your research.
So what did today's buyers end up bidding on and buying? Let's find out. Fancy a room with a view? Well, Lucy's at a former hotel in Matlock with loads of them.
That really is a selling feature.
And hidden from view, there's a development opportunity lurking somewhere behind this wall in Stoke.
This is getting fun.
And too much on view, this Croydon house has a feature that's not for the shy and retiring.
Now, this is a new one on me, an old shower area.
All these properties were picked up at auction, and we'll find out who bought them and what they paid for them when they went under the hammer.
You bought it, sir. Well done.
Back in 2014, Lucy visited the picturesque former spa town of Matlock in Derbyshire. Situated on the edge of the Peak District's beautiful hills, it meant getting up to see the property was a bit of a hike.
What a picturesque setting. Lots of cutesy stone cottages everywhere. But I'm not here to look at a house. Oh, no. I'm here to see something that had a guide price for £125,000, and it was last used as, dun, 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 a hotel. Let's see if it makes for a pleasant stay tonight.
It was the right-hand side of the building that was up for sale, but despite its charm, it didn't look like anyone would want to stay for even one night. After all, the interior was far from heavenly.
Well, this is certainly no luxury hotel as it stands at the moment. Goodness gracious, look what we have here. So, there are no floors above. Take a look at that. You can see the first floor. Very interesting indeed. Gosh, I mean, structurally, there's all sorts of things going on here. I know this was originally the ballroom, and you can see over here, look, this was the bar. It's even got an old menu. I think I'll have chicken, prawn, curry and rice, please. So you can sort of get a feel of what it was like many, many moons ago. But there is so much work you need to do here. It really just smells damp. I think I'm right in saying this is no 5-star luxury residence. Even 4-star, even 3, 2, or 1 star. In fact, it is just a building site.
It was something of a heartbroken hotel with a real emphasis on the broken. But the only way to find out its true potential was to get checked in and have a look around.
I'm sitting here in this hotel, nothing around except the smell.
There were 5 levels here. The ground floor had a lot of space, being a former ballroom, and had a cellar and kitchen attached. The first floor was once 2 dining rooms, offices and a lounge. The second floor had 7 bedrooms and even more square footage. The top 2 floors had more bedrooms, which were thankfully in a better condition, having had more work carried out. But it's clear this place badly needed some room service. It had no water, electricity or gas connected. However, it did get 5 stars from Lucy in one category.
You can renovate a dilapidated property, but you can't change where it is. Just have a look over here. Look at that stunning view of the Derwent Valley. It's just beautiful, whether you're going to holiday or live here. That really is a selling feature.
Postcard from heaven. Go to where you belong.
Yes, it had picture postcard views and previously had residential planning permission. In a nutshell, it had real potential. So would a bidder be tempted by its £125,000 guide price?
Staying in Matlock, in a stunning location with wide open views over the town and the valley. 130, 125 to start me then. 125, a lot of property for the money. 125, who's got 120,000? Here we are, thank you, £120,000.
The bidding got off to a slow start, but soon it became a battle between two sets of bidders. We rejoin at £124,000.
124, it's a great opportunity at £124,000 for the first time. At 125, thank you. 125, 126, 126, 127, 127, 127, 128, 128, 129, 129, one more, 130, 130, 131, 132, 132 is bid, 133, 134, £133,000 for the first time, £133,000 for the second time, third and last opportunity, all done with it. It's gone, it's yours, so thank you. 133,000.
At £153,000, Kate and Mark were the new owners of the hotel. At the time, they were living in Loughborough. Mark was a builder and Kate a line dancing choreographer. Lucy wanted to know what spurred them on to take on such a big project.
What I want to know is, when you saw this property for the first time, now I know you've got a building background, weren't you put off? Most people would have been put off.
No,
with
not
this.
put off at all.
We wanted a project, something that he could get his teeth into, and we wanted to sell it where we were and downsize, so we ended up with the hotel.
Yes, you heard right. They've downsized to this. To be fair, it was a sort of downsize because the plan was to turn the former hotel into flats.
It would be ideal to have one for ourselves to live in, maybe one to sell to release some money for another project, and possibility 1 or 2 apartments for... We were saying to rent out, but it's a great place for holiday lets because it's a great place here for tourism and walkers, so maybe we could go down that line.
So, where do you start with something like this?
In a caravan.
Oh, are you going to be living in a caravan while you're doing this? Seriously,
Well-
guys?
Well, if our house is sold, the people want to move in by the end of the month. You've seen the property. There's nowhere to live at the moment. There's no gas, no electric, no water. We've got no means here whatsoever, so all that takes a long time anyway. It takes weeks to get everything in.
Country girl, take my hand, let me through this dusty land. Country girl, got to keep on keeping on.
When we heard Kate was a country girl, living in a caravan in the middle of a field is not exactly what first sprung to mind. But she and Mark were prepared to make the most of those beautiful surroundings.
Well, because of the views, the amazing views, and it's a real sun trap this side of the valley, we want to take the whole front of the building at least 12 foot back and just build a big terrace balcony. So the front area will be the living room with the all-glass, hopefully, frontage with the views as well.
Mark, what are you most worried about with this project?
I don't think so much the building. I think it's where I'm going to be sleeping.
You're more worried about the caravan?
Yeah.
The couple had a timescale of around 18 months and a maximum budget of around £200,000. When we returned 3 years later, it was instantly clear that their sacrifices had begun to pay off. That balcony looked great, but more importantly, how did the inside look? It was a staggering transformation. There was so much to take in, and not just those views that Mark and Kate had made such a feature of. On the top floor, they'd created a plush studio apartment, characterful and cosy, but not cramped. 1 floor down, a 2-bedroom flat mirrored by an identical one on the floor below that, both with ensuite bedrooms and open-plan living. And there were some clever touches, such as incorporating York stone that Mark unearthed in the basement. However, the ground floor that was to be Mark and Kate's home was still under construction, as was the basement, which was to become a garage and workshop. It had been a huge undertaking, which had taken a lot longer than their initial 18-month timescale.
We put in for planning permission, so it went to committee, and then we had to wait again for it to go to committee. So that pushed us back time-wise again. So you're talking probably nearly 6 months of waiting.
Yeah. Once it was accepted, then we had to find a good architect, and then once we got together what we wanted, we had to then go back to the council, and we had to submit all the materials that we wanted to use in the project.
Once planning was approved, Mark could get stuck in, but it would be a long time before he could start the decorating. Firstly, he had to install rolled steel joists throughout the basement to make the property structurally sound, and that was just the first issue.
So we've had to pay a lot of the money to get the services, water, gas, electric.
Yeah.
We had to have sound engineers come in and all the apartments being totally acoustic and fireproof, fire doors. And the budget went up from what we initially thought.
So how much had it pushed their initial maximum budget of £200,000 up by?
I think at the moment we've spent about 255,000. So we've gone over the budget, but we still know it's worth it.
The figure's a good figure because I've done a lot of the work myself, which has kept the costs right down.
Considering the quality throughout here, we didn't think that was too bad. But more importantly, how did they find caravan living?
We didn't have to live in a caravan. Well, my parents were really kind. My parents live in Nottingham and they had a spare room. So that was brilliant. We had somewhere to live. The downside of it was Mark had to commute from Nottingham every day and every night, and that was a long, long day. He was getting up at 6 and not returning till about 8 o'clock every night for a couple of years.
I feel I've accomplished something. I've really enjoyed taking it on, actually, although it has been very hard along the way. So hopefully we'll get the rewards from it.
Could Kate and Mark get their home complete and still make some sort of profit on the development? Find out later in the show.
It puts the character back into the property, and I think that's very important.
Their original budget was £200,000. How much have they spent?
Now we're probably on about 280.
80 grand over, but it's not all about the money.
When I used to come back to a cold home, and I used to walk in and go, OK, I'm home. That was it, that was the feeling. And now when I go away and I come back, I walk in, I'll go, I'm home. I am home. You know, my face just shines up and I love it. I can just sit down, look at the views, and I think people come here for holiday and I live here. It's such a great feeling.
Kate and Mark have pumped every last penny into this project. Time to find out if it's been worth it. We invited along 2 local property experts to give us their professional opinions, starting with the agent from the auction house that originally handled the sale of the property back in 2014.
Last time I was here, there was just nothing here really, apart from 4 walls, a bit of a roof, and a whole pile of mess. So what a difference that has been made.
They have had tremendous imagination to choose this place, and to do what they've done with it is just remarkable.
No surprises that there's a lot of love for this place from the experts. But love doesn't pay the bills. Kate and Mark have spent a total of £413,000 on this project. So what do the agents think it could be worth on the resale market?
My thoughts on the total price resale for the entire unit in the market at the moment would be in excess of £1 million, probably an asking price of £1.15 million.
As a total unit, if offered for sale, I would suggest an asking price of £1.1 million.
No, you're not selling.
And I don't think I'm retiring either.
No.
Now you get bored.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
That is absolutely fantastic.
Well done, Mark.
Well done, Kate.
Thank you.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
No wonder they're excited. A sale around those valuations would give them a fantastic profit of around £600,000 before any taxes and fees. But one thing's for sure, the for sale signs will not be making an appearance.
We're not selling because basically we set it up how we wanted to set it up. We've now got a beautiful location, which is, obviously this is our home, and at the same time we've got a business all within the same building. So,
it's for us. It's for us.
Yeah, that's it.
And who wouldn't enjoy this fantastic home? But Mark's obviously a man who likes to keep busy. Is he hatching any more plans?
I'm sure it won't be before too long I'll get a little bit itchy, a little bit bored. You may see me at the auction again, but it won't be in the near future. I think just enjoy life a bit, to be honest.
For now, he can be the maintenance man on all the apartments.
Yeah, there is that. That is an ongoing thing now. We've got this business, and that's the other thing is now to really concentrate on the business and get it really established.
Yeah.
I think that's priority now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Selhurst is an exciting process.